Now, with a man who created a global phenomenon in young adult fiction, the Percy Jackson series. They're celebrating its 20th anniversary, and we're delighted to welcome its best-selling author, Riordan. He is also set to release his newest book, The Court of the Dead, a Nico di Angelo Adventure, still in that Percy Jackson world. Rick, it is wonderful to have you here.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So I have to share with you, and I've shared this, my sons are huge fans of the Percy Jackson series on Disney+, the books as well. They're actually in a theater camp right now putting on the musical, the stage production of Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief.
I love that.
Yes, they're having a wonderful, wonderful time. But it's been 20 years since the book hit stores. I mean, it's been on the New York Times bestsellers list for 788 weeks combined altogether. Walk us through how this all came about. It started with the story, right?
It did. It started with a bedtime story for my son, who was 9 years old at the time. I was a middle school teacher then. He was struggling with ADHD and dyslexia, not feeling too good about himself as a student, so I used Greek mythology the way myths have always been used to try to explain something. And I said, well, imagine a world in which if you have ADHD and dyslexia, that could be a sign that you're very special indeed. It might mean you're a demigod, half mortal. And he latched onto that right away.
Yeah, I bet he did. I bet he did. I don't care who you are. I'd love to hear that. That's such a wise and a great parenting move. And at that time, also, you were a middle school teacher, like you alluded to. And at that time, you let your class read an early draft, and they even kind of helped you come up with the title. Is that right?
That's right. I got to tell you, I was more nervous showing my manuscript to my middle school students than I have ever been showing it to an editor in New York, because, as you know, middle school kids are brutally honest.
They are.
But they were great. They gave me great feedback. And the thing about the title was, the original title was The Son of the Sea God. And one of my sixth grade girls said, Mr. Riordan, you can't call it that because that gives it away too soon. And I said, you know what? You're right. And so we went back to the drawing board and came up with the title, The Lightning Thief, instead.
And you still have special connection to those kids. You were telling us during the commercial break, those kids from 20 years ago, one in particular, you still are in contact with.
That very girl, in fact, has now grown up and is married and a mother on her own, and she now is married into the family. It just turns out to one of the executives we work with at Disney+ for the TV show.
That is
what are the odds of that?
Circle, wow.
And you actually are an executive producer on that show as well, and you have been so hands-on with the Broadway musical, several films. What is it like putting on that hat and seeing your story that you worked for so long come to the screen and the stage and all these things?
It is an amazing experience to be on set and to get to know the actors in the TV show. The opportunity to be an executive producer lets me be hands-on from the very early writers' rooms all the way through to the final production. It's just been a pleasure, and I have to tell you, it's given me great respect for all the work that actors and producers put in to make a show happen, because as you all know, it's not easy to put on a TV show.
Well.
So you have a new book coming out. Tell us a little bit about The Court of the Dead. And also I have to ask you, like Stephanie's kids, my 12-year-old daughter has read all your books, and she wanted to know, how do you actually get into the mind of a middle schooler?
Well, that's a great question. Well, the book, The Court of the Dead, is a spin-off of Percy Jackson's world. It's based on Nico di Angelo, the son of Hades, who is a fan favorite from Percy Jackson. And this is his own story. It's the second one I've written about Nico, and it is so much fun. And in terms of getting into the mind of a middle schooler, you know, even after 20 years, I can put myself back in the middle school classroom pretty easily and imagine that sitting in front of me are my own students. And I just try to tell a story that will keep them engaged and make them feel like they're seen and their lives are relevant and they can be demigod heroes too.
Love that.
You've inspired so many students over the years. You're about to go on a national tour in support of this book. What do you love about that experience?
It is wonderful to get in front of kids again and to see the enthusiasm. Anytime you're in a room with, say, 1,000 kids and their parents, and they're all happy and shouting and asking questions and clapping, and it's about books. They're excited about reading adventures. That's the greatest feeling for me as a teacher, as a writer in the world.
Wow. We are
inspiring students to read.
Yes, you've been inspiring students for many, many years, and we're so excited about your new book, The Court of the Dead, a Nico di Angelo Adventure. Hits bookstores nationwide on September 23rd.